Oh, me, Billy. I don't know if I've got a reason to do a victory cigar, bro.
No, man, unless well, you would have if you'd have placed on wages.
Well, hold on just a sec. We're going to talk about that. Let's share this thing around. Let's get some people in here, man. We got a lot to talk about. A lot of funny stuff, a lot of UT athletics, but I'm sharing it everywhere. And then I want you to tell everybody who we are. Let's see here. We're going to share it over here. You think I should share it on your boy Cheese's Facebook
Hey,
page? I think I'm
you
going to.
might as well. I mean, might as well. Hey,
Hey, he wouldn't have had that touchdown in Arkansas game if it wasn't for you. So he better not. He won't mind.
let's see.
Let's see. I'm gonna do it in the basketballs. You can retweet it on your deal. We're going over here on YouTube. Man, we're flying. I already see Crying Ryan in here. Man, I have a lot to tell you, Ryan. You just don't leave before I get to it. So just hang tight. Oh me. While we're doing that, we're gonna be doing a giveaway again. How about we do a giveaway uh for a Go Titans in the comments section on YouTube or Facebook, and the winner, one on each, will get a free Sunday brunch at Tennessee Tap House on Peters Road. Even a Derrick Henry, that'll work. And I expect to see one, Crying Ryan. I better see it. Go Titans. He's a big Chiefs fan. He's the one I was telling you about that said that Patrick Mahomes is his Lord and Savior.
You're gonna need it this weekend, man, because those Titans, they are on fire right now.
Oh me. LSU was at the White House. We got some great games coming up. We got our Vols are playing pretty bad, Billy. We're gonna talk about that. I thought I'd have a reason to fire this stogie up, but I haven't thought of a reason yet. But maybe somebody in the comments section will give me a good reason to light up a victory cigar. Um, Go ahead, Billy. Tell everybody who we are. They know who we are, but you got to intro it right.
Well, hey, I try to keep it live. What's up, everybody? Hey, what's up, YouTube? What's up, Facebook, Twitter? Everybody doing? Hey, it's your boy Billy Ratliff here with the Volunteer Roadshow. And of course, I got my main man here, Bobby C here. And we trying to find a reason for him to fire that stogie up real quick. Talk to us, guys.
I know I'm gonna come up with a reason. I saw LSU was at the White House. You know that's a once in a lifetime opportunity for a lot of them guys.
Oh, they already up there already? Wow, that's
Yeah,
cool.
that was today.
Okay,
That was
that's cool.
today.
That's cool. Get it out the way.
Yeah. Did you get to go to the White House?
I did, man, but it was doing tour
What was it
days.
like?
It was
What
doing.
was it like?
It was. I mean, it was a great experience, man. I mean, it was one of a tough one because we was wore out, because we was actually doing tour days, and right before the new season was about to start, and it was a very tiring experience. It was a good experience, to get to meet the president of the United States, and it was actually funny too because I got called out by the president. For
Oh, really? What did he say?
well, he was looking for the guy that caused that fumble against his team, his
Oh,
hometown.
yeah.
So everybody pointed at me, and I'm like, gosh.
Yeah, I remember. Didn't Al Gore and Clinton have a bet on that game or
I,
something? I think I remember something like that.
I think they did. I mean, I don't know if they bet money or what or however they did it, but I'm quite sure it was funny.
Yeah, I was telling everybody that picture with you with Clinton and Gore. They thought it was Photoshop. I said, my boy's been to the White House.
No, it wasn't Photoshop, man. It was the real deal, man. You can't take away at least something I get. Let me keep something.
I saw that grin, that cheese eating grin on Clinton and Gore's faces. Like Gore had that look like, Thanks, B Rat.
Oh man, it was a great experience, man. We had a good time. Had a, I don't even say what we had to eat, but we had I think it was a nice steak dinner with a nice baked potato and stuff. It was nice, man. I mean, it was great.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, we're going to cut the Facebook stream short here, probably in about 5 minutes, because there's some things we could do and say and get away with on YouTube that Mark Zuckerberg don't like. So we gonna might have to cut it short. I don't know. We're gonna talk about all kinds of stuff. So if you get cut off over here on Facebook, all you got to do is type in Volunteer Roadshow, search it up over there on YouTube, hit subscribe, hit that bell notification so you get a notified every time we go live or post a video or whatever. So check that out. We're just gonna hang out, answer people's questions later on in the show, give shout outs. We're just gonna connect with all the fans, and YouTube is flying. Tell me what Facebook looks like,
Hey
Billy.
man, we looking good so far, man. We got quite a few people here watching, man. Of course, we got David here, David A. He said Friday night. Hope y'all had a great week. Hey, David, we always have a good week. I mean, Bobby, he's always on that road, so he's having fun.
Hey, tell David Newcomb. I'm going to tell him, David, you said, don't you dare put a penny on the Titans to win because it was jinx them because I always pick the wrong team. Let me tell you something, bro. I was perfect last time on the show. I had Kansas City. Was I not right? I had LSU. Billy
Oh,
had Clemson. Hey, I had it all. I had the coin toss. I was on fire. Man,
hey,
if I'd had a couple $100 and parlayed all that, I would be in a brand new truck right now, Billy.
Bobby, you're right, man. And the thing is, I said I was going to switch it up and start playing your best, but I couldn't do it. I mean, I had to at least check one week and see if you can do it back to back before I try to take your approach. Because this season, man, it was rough for you, Bobby.
Hey, do you think it was the lucky watch? Remember we talked about you said it might be
Yeah,
my lucky
yes.
watch. I'm putting it on. I'm putting it on. I don't wear a watch, but I wore one on the last show and I was perfect. Now, before that, I've gotten screwed by the mafia or the Illuminati. I have made some of the smartest bets over this season, and man, I've just had some bad beats on this betting. Billy's been the luckiest better I've ever seen. Man, he'll bet on backgammon, tennis, cricket, European basketball,
Hey, a win is a win, Bobby.
Japanese Japanese basketball, and man,
Hey, I'm still waiting on them to put cornhole out there.
hey, we might start us a cornhole tournament in
Oh, we should
Knoxville.
do that, man.
We tried to do it at the tap house, but it didn't work out this year. But we're going to try to join that American Cornhole Association and get it going. And but we got just a lot of great ideas. We got some sponsors we're working on that's going to really help us grow. And but who else is over on Facebook? And I'm gonna shout out YouTube.
Man, I just had to say one more thing what David told me to tell you. Right? He
What?
said, ha ha ha, blind squirrel finds a nut heavy now and then.
No, that wasn't no blind squirrel. I was money.
Oh man. Let's see who else we
Hey,
have here. Let's see. Let's see. Larry Ty. He said, "Hey Billy and Bobby, what's up, y'all? I just gave away $100 gift card to Ball Shop on a Tennessee checkerboard. Not sure if you all seen that. Well, I haven't had a chance to see. You
wow.
heard anything about that, Bobby?
No, I hadn't. But he's a truck driver.
Okay.
He's a good old boy. He does a great job over there. I'm gonna shout out YouTube, man. We're kicking butt over here on YouTube. I see Billy Cole the second. He was the first person to ask for my autograph at a truck stop. First autograph I ever signed. Great experience. I need to talk to you, Billy. Billy Colton. Billy Cole, not Billy Ratliff. Billy Cole, I need to talk to you. I got a business proposition. Business. So I'm gonna be calling you here today or tomorrow. Got Crying Ryan, From's middle finger. I'm gonna go through and give shout outs and I'm gonna read the comments. George, great Florida fan, Matt 7397. We got somebody from Tokyo over here.
Wow, Tokyo.
Uh, yeah, they got to go Vols. Billy Cole the second. Joshua Simmons, great Georgia fan. Man, we're running overrun with Georgia fans over here on YouTube. Let's see who else is over here. I'm having a hard time scrolling. Humpty Dumpty. Can you believe we got Humpty Dumpty
Who's
on YouTube?
Humpty Dumpty? Now I like that. Humpty Dumpty.
Aaron Ross, Adam Bumgardner, great Tennessee fan. And we're flying over here. And everybody's saying hi, Billy and Bobby. All hail King Henry from Aaron Ross. Ryan Schrick says Titans ain't got a chance. He's been texting me lately. Like he's running his mouth. You know how he run his mouth with his Gators this year. That ain't nothing. That ain't nothing, Billy. What I've been having to deal with in my messenger from crying Ryan.
Can't be that bad, Bobby.
Oh, Humpty Dumpty said I started getting ready for today's show at around 9 in the morning. It's a big day. It's volunteer road show. That's right. Glad everybody's in over here. Let's see. Man, I'm having a hard time scrolling. He said, Humpty Dumpty said the president asked Billy Ratcliffe, he said, if you don't make it in the pros, do you want me to be my bodyguard? You're a pretty big dude.
Hey, man, I wish he would have told me that. He didn't say it
Yeah.
loud enough.
John Neal, great Tennessee fan. Good to see you in here. Anyway, all right. Let's talk about something. We didn't got to do a recap. We'll just do a quick recap. Did we do a recap of the national championship game? I don't think we did we?
No, we didn't have a chance to, man. We haven't did anything on that yet, man. We just, we didn't have we didn't have anybody fighting in it, so we we didn't say anything, but we should at least talked about it, Bobby.
Well, what did you think?
I mean, it came out to be what I didn't think it would be that far apart with the score. It was a great game. LSU did what they did best, man. They overcame. They went back and made all the adjustments and came out the second half and they took over the game in a sense. So I like both teams in the game. They were good, but Clemson will probably be right back in it next season. LSU lost a lot, man. They're going to lose 6, 7 guys to the pros, young guys, and they just lost the passing coach, and I think they lost the defensive coordinator as well.
Yeah, I heard that. Where'd he go? Did he? One of them went to Baylor, didn't he?
Baylor, I think I was hearing Baylor, and I think the passing coach is going to Carolina, the Panthers.
Oh wow, that's gonna hurt, man.
Whew, man, the Panthers.
That is going to hurt.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt. But you know what, Bobby? I tell you, I'll say this here. Normally, when you have a team like LSU that just won a championship like that, everybody wants your coaches, and that's what you want as a head coach. Because now, guess what? You got coaches that want to come coach at this school now, and they also want to do better than the coach that was there before them. So,
how many of your former position coaches got poached after the national championship game? Did anybody?
Well, we always got poached, man. We got poached. I mean, every coach that we got that got taken away from us, they always left before the game. Coach Cutcliffe, he got taken.
Oh, that's right.
Before, that's when Coach Sanders, he took over the play calling. So it's
oh
gosh,
yes.
It was whoo. Thank God that Coach Sanders had a heck of a play call in that game because that game, I mean, our offense struggled a little bit that game.
Man, that took some guts to take them 3 points off the board at the beginning of the game. You know what?
Bobby, when you have an offense the way we had, when you can go get 11 yards, 3 points is nothing when you can get it as an offense.
Hey, there's a reason to fire up a victory cigar. We're going to relive the national championship game, and I was perfect on my bet pick'ems last week, David Newcomb. So I told you I was going to find a reason, Bill. Anyway.
Oh, man.
Let me fire this thing up.
Hey, go ahead, fire it up, man.
So tell us more about the coaching that. Who else got poached?
I think that's all we get that was taken away from. I think our receiver coach, Pat Washington. I think I think was it Mississippi State that took him,
Mm-hmm.
and who else? The following year, I think Coach Ramsey. Coach
Oh
Ramsey.
yeah.
I forgot where he went at the time. I think yeah. I mean, I do remember losing that because I remember we got a new defensive back coach and we had a new wide receiver coach, and I think that was pretty much it. But we lost a lot of coaches throughout my whole career at Tennessee. To
Yeah.
other schools, because and it was times we played a lot of these guys when we went to who was it? UCLA took a couple of our coaches,
Yep.
UNLV, and heck, and then I tell
Hmm.
you this here now, we have a lot of strength and conditioning coaches that
Mm-hmm.
are contributors to actually LSU has one of our strength and conditioning coaches, Coach Tommy
Oh
Moffitt.
yeah. Who?
Coach
Oh
Moffitt,
really?
he's the head strength coach at LSU.
Who was that? I think you told me he was either on the medical staff or the strength staff. They came and saw us when we were doing autographs out at the orange and white game, and he came up to you and says, "Thanks for getting me this ring." He was he was a coach. You said who was that?
I
You
don't
remember him?
I don't remember.
Him and his son came up and talked to you. Man, your memory's about as bad as mine.
Man, Bobby, that day I was flying. Like when I have that many people and especially that many fans,
Oh yeah,
I be trying to
we
like
had them
remember
lined
the
up.
fans, and it's tough when
Yeah,
who was it?
I don't remember. I just remember I said, "Who was that?" He said he was on our. I thought you said he was strength and conditioning coach, and he had a national championship ring, so he had to do something.
Well, I mean, it could have been. I mean, telling there's so many of those guys all over, man. I mean, sure, we got a strength and conditioning coach at out with the Dallas Cowboys, Bobby.
Wow.
And as a matter of fact,
So,
and believe it or not, he was actually the strength and conditioning coach that was a walk on at Tennessee.
really?
Yes.
Wow. Wow. Billy, say hi to supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. He says
Ooh, I like
Billy
that.
Ratliff is one of the greatest defensive players ever for Tennessee, and even more specifically, one of the greatest defensive linemen. So say hi to him, Billy.
Man, I wish I can say it. I'm gonna have to say, hey,
You don't
hey,
remember that song?
I got to look at it. I mean, spell it for me, Bobby.
It was how did it go? Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. How did that go?
See,
It
I
was
don't.
one of them
I
childhood songs.
see. I didn't have that one, Bobby.
It's like in one of them 60s. Well, I'm
Man,
50, so
Bobby,
you're probably
I ain't but 22, Bobby.
bull crap. You're 41 or two.
Man,
Anyway, he says hi.
hey, what? How's it going? Super Cali Fragilistic. I don't know how to finish it, but you know what I was trying to say.
Yeah, I know what
Now
you're
it's gonna be
trying
on my
to say.
mind to try to remember how to say this now.
All right, you ready to make everybody some rent money?
What's up, man? Talk to me. I'm always ready, man.
I got my lucky watch. Who? When are they playing this?
It's
Is it this
Sunday.
weekend?
Yeah, it's
Who,
Sunday.
who who's playing when?
Both games are on Sunday, so it's
Who's the
final
early
A.
game?
So you got San Fran is playing Green Bay, and then
Well,
you got KC playing the Titans.
that's at that's at San Fran.
I think both games are at both of the big time teams. They
All
both got
right.
home field advantage, so
What's the spread? Look it up. Look it up, bro.
that's no problem. I can get that real quick, Bobby.
We fixing to make you some rent money. If you got the landlord calling your
Wow.
house, it's already the 19th. You ain't paid your rent. Hey, take $100 and follow catfish. I'm telling you, I'll get you some rent money, and then I might even get your car note if you play it right.
Well, you got the Chiefs. They're favored by 7 points. They're at home. You,
Uh-uh.
yep. You
Go
got
ahead. Keep going.
San Francisco. They're favored by 7.5. They're at home.
Mm.
I,
Those aren't real good numbers.
hey, them sevens are tough, Bob.
Golly.
I mean, I thought they would be higher than that on both ends, but especially the Kansas City line. I thought it would at least been 10, 10 and a half. So that's that right there. Ooh, I already know where my money's going.
What's the over under on both those games?
Over under. Let's see here. Get back over here, Bobby. And surely that one would be a lot higher.
Got to be in the mid 40, maybe even 50 something in
Oh, both of those
Titans
games.
Kansas
I mean, the
City.
only one I think would be in the 40s would be the San Fran game.
Yeah.
53 on the Titans game and 46 and a half on the Green Bay game.
Wow.
Still a
All
lot of
right.
points for playoff games.
All right, listen to me. This is a lead pipe stone cold lock. Load up on the home teams. Load up on the home teams. It's going to be Sam. I hate to say it. I know I got a lot of Titans fans. I know it. I know it. I know it. I'm sorry. But I'm trying to make some people some rent money. Load up on the home team. I'm not saying, listen, just load up on the home. That's the way I feel about it. And go on the over on both of them. What do you think, Billy?
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this here. So you went undefeated last week, right?
Ryan is having a cow that
So
I picked his team.
so I'm gonna tell you like this, Bobby. I'm gonna do what history has always done. It rarely lies. So since you have, let's see, you're 1,763. So I'm gonna go with both underdogs with the points. I'm taking the Titans with the 7. I'm gonna take the cheese with the 7.5.
Wow.
And I'm
All
gonna take
right.
on both of them. I'm taking the over on both.
All right. Who you taking on the money line?
If I was to take the money line one, I think if anybody would win right now, I have to go with the hot team right now, man. You got to go with the Titans. I would take the Titans with the money line if I was to take money line on either one of these here. And the reason I'm saying that because 7 points with the KC game is that's really too easy, Bobby. That is too easy. So I look at it like this here. Vegas don't like to lose money. And 7 points, that is too easy for KC. KC should be favored by 17 and a half over the Titans, man. Easy.
You're politicking. You know most of the people on Facebook are Titans fans. You just try to get in their good graces.
Man, Bobby, hey, I'm trying to help them do what you trying to help them do is get their rent money and pay the car note. So
Ryan is having a cow that I jinxed his team.
that's what I'm saying. And I appreciate you, Bobby. Appreciate you, man. I'm actually got to go put it in right now for the line change.
Humpty Dumpty says he's smoking a $130 cigar. Trust me, it makes a difference. Hey, me and Billy went to a cigar shop before the Alabama game because we thought we was gonna win that game, so we had to be ready.
Man, we
And
had
I
that
went in
game.
there. I said, I want an expensive guitar cigar. And man, I seen the prices on them. I said, all right, let's scratch the expensive one. Give me the cheap one. We both got two $9 cigars.
He had some $1,000 cigars in there, man. Oh man, we changed his mind quick, guys. I mean, they had this nice lounge in there with all these TVs, these guys in there smoking and everything. And when he told the guy, he said, hey, I want the best one, the most expensive cigar you got in here. And he did that double take like
I rolled up in there like Tony Soprano on a McDonald's third shift budget.
that's how he walked in there too, guys. Like he had suspenders on and everything. He popped him like that. Yeah, let me see what you got here, sir. Matter of fact, he went in there. He went to the bathroom and washed his hands first before he even.
Hey, I had Billy Ratliff in there, so he probably thought I could afford it.
Oh Lord, oh man, that was so funny, man.
I went for the most expensive to what's the cheapest you got.
That was funny, man. I wish we was able to record those things, man. People to see saw your reaction.
That
Oh
was
man.
funny. I thought the most expensive one in there would have been like $15. And I'd have gotten a $15 one, but they didn't have one. It was like 8, $9, and then it jumped up to like 30 or 40.
30,
I
yep,
said, man,
yep,
I
it
ain't,
sure did.
I ain't, I'm not buying 2 cigars at $30. I ain't doing it.
Yeah, he was like, I just rolled these too.
Well, them guys were puffing on them things, man. You could smell that out on the street.
Hmm.
Sarah Walker's in here, says, hey, Catfish. And George says, don't worry about next year. He's a Gator fan. George is a good Gator fan. So is Ryan. I give Ryan a lot of grief. Anyway, so we made some people some rent money. What else is going on? Is anybody else commenting over on Facebook?
Let's see here. Now we got, man, we got a lot of people watching us live right now. We don't, they're not commenting here. Let's
We
see.
need some go Titans, go Derrick Henry, go Chiefs, go Green Bay, go something, go Vols, go. Hey, our ladies basketball team's been playing lights
Man,
out.
Bobby, they got a coach, man. They got a coach that has broke those girls down and let them know who's the boss. And I think,
What do you think the difference is between Holly and her? Because they come from the same tree.
well, it's like this, Bobby. Kelly, she is younger, and they can kind of probably relate to her a little bit better. Kelly has an approach that I mean, I haven't seen it, but I can just imagine that is identical to what Pat taught her. And
Yeah,
when I say if she's doing anything, even 50% of what how Pat used to coach, that's the reason why
yeah,
they're turning it around. They're beating teams. Defense wins basketball games, man. That's basketball haven't changed. I know scoring is
yeah,
up when stuff in the men's basketball because they're not playing defense because of these flopping fouls they do. But and that's why I like watching the women's play because they still doing fundamental things. You know, the guys don't do that. They don't run plays anymore. They're just one on one now. And
mm-hmm.
that's what I like about it. And I know that's what she has instilled in these kids, and she's teaching them what it takes to win, what it took for her
Yeah,
to win all those national championships. She knows that, and she can teach that. She can say that every single time, without even blinking an eye, and say, "Hey, I've been there. I know what it takes." And then she also can tell them, "Look what I did at this college here with the amount of talent that I had. You girls are top players at your positions. I didn't have that there. And for you guys to be this good, we can beat anybody in the country because we got the best talent right here in Knoxville, Tennessee." And they believe in that. And once you can make
yeah,
kids believe that we can win with that type of talent, that's what it takes. And she's doing that.
yeah. Well, Holly was in them locker rooms too. I
Yeah.
just is it an age difference?
Well, I think it's because Holly got comfortable and
Yeah,
Holly got something that I don't think she expected it. It's the new, how I say, the millenniums, where their feelings are hurt so much easier now.
so
And
you're saying Kelly's more of a player's coach?
yes, most definitely, Kelly right now she don't care about your feelings because I'm coaching you. If you can't take
Yeah,
coaching, it's not going to work. So
yeah,
before you go tell everybody I'm coaching you and I'm talking to you wrong and all that stuff, if I'm not hurting you, I'm not putting my hands on you, I'm not treating you bad, it's gonna be tough love as a coach.
Well, they always say when you're following a legend, and Pat Summitt was the biggest legend in women's
Mm-hmm.
basketball, and even in basketball, they say you never want to follow the legend. You want to be the coach after the legend.
Yes,
And I remember when Pat told, I believe it was Randall, Shmika Randall, said, I'm a gamer. And Pat Summitt said on TV, she says, well, if she don't get back on defense and rebound, she ain't going to be in the game.
mm-hmm. And that's the way it's supposed to be. I mean, I don't care who you are. Pat, she'll make it. She used to make an example out of Shamiko Holesclaw. You can do
Yeah.
stuff like that. I mean, come on. You talking about one of the best women's players to ever play the game of women's basketball, and she used to put her in her place. All of them, the three Meeks, they knew their place. It was, gosh, I mean, you think about all that talent they had, all the WNBA guys, girls they had. Pat had a lot of talent, and sometimes she didn't have talent, but she used them to the best of their ability to win ball games.
I'm wondering if some of it is because you see a lot of, especially when she was diagnosed with early onset dementia, that a lot of her former players came in and they were in tears, and she was like a mother to a lot of those play, all of them.
Hmm.
Made sure they graduate, so it was more than just being the fierce, mama lion on the court in the practice. She obviously did a lot outside of the game, and I'm wondering if maybe Holly didn't do some of that, and it was hard for her to connect.
Well, I mean, like I said, I still think it's that millennium type stuff, like where she
Yeah.
had to coach them a certain way, where if she, let's say, if she favored one and didn't favor the other, these they're talking to each other, and there's so many different things that I can say. I don't know how Holly coached. I thought Holly was
Yeah.
doing a good job. It's just she wasn't able to give her that hump. She wasn't able to
Yeah.
win the close ball games. She wasn't able
Hmm.
to close the gap if they was losing 10, 15 points. It was something that was missing with Holly. I mean, maybe Holly was not a great head coach, but she could have been a great, assistant coach. And that's something
Yeah.
that I wish they could have looked at, and maybe she would have thought about stepping down. But I don't know if she could have did that. Being like a coach up under Kelly, I don't think she wanted that because once you become a head coach, it's hard to go back. But Holly, I don't know. I mean, there's so many things I can think of that contribute to that. Especially what some of the kids was talking about the bad stuff that was going in the locker room, and that hurts. When you start having
Hmm.
kids talk about you like that, it's almost it's an exit interview is waiting to happen.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about, like, before we talk about the men's team. Somebody posted on Volunteer Roadshow's Facebook page. Let me read you this post. I don't think the Vols will make NIT playing the way they played last night. That was none other than my partner Billy Ratliff, and he got a lot of comments. Expound upon that, Big Worm.
But Bobby, what I saw, man, I saw a lot of kids just sitting behind the arc. I saw a lot of guys not really getting back on defense, not really playing defense. I mean, I'm talking about not even playing zone defense well. And I thought the big man would come back and at least be a force that's on the rebound, on the glass, or anything like that, or just anything. But it almost seemed like when he came back, it tore the whole chemistry up, even though he didn't play a lot. He didn't start or anything. But when you saw Pons, he's still behind the 3-point shooting. I don't like that, man. When you can jump as high as him, you need to be on the glass. He has that wingspan. He has the jumping ability. That kind of reminds me of who was the kid we saw? Marcus Hayslip. Marcus Hayslip,
Mm-hmm.
he wasn't a flashy guy that was doing like, but he would dunk on you anytime he get close to that basket. He's gonna dunk the ball. He's gonna get his layup. He's gonna get the rebounds. That's what I don't see him doing. There. Yes, he get his one dunk a game, but I think he can have 5 or 6 dunks a game with the wingspan and the jumping and his athletic ability. But he's not doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. We had the shooting. I believe my betting percentage this year was better than their shooting percentage against Georgia.
Oh
It was
man,
horrible.
gosh, yes, you're right, man. Because Georgia, that's a tough team, and I said that, man. If Tennessee or can't shoot with these guys, they would run them out the gym because Georgia can score. I mean, Georgia gonna upset a lot of people this year, and especially once they
Yep.
if they once they find a big man, whoo, they're gonna be hard to beat, Bobby.
Yeah. Yep. And I don't get chippy in here, Ryan. Hey, we not, y'all ain't playing too good either. You Gators ain't playing too good. I can't wait till we play. We're gonna have bragging rights over the Gators, but Georgia's a different story. They might be the team. I've got Georgia with their coach Tom Crean. In the way Kentucky, who did Kentucky get beat by? Oh, South Carolina. And
Man,
Georgia
did you?
beat them. Georgia won the
Yes,
first half.
yes, man. That was a tough one, man, because Kentucky was beating them pretty much really bad that whole game. In that second half, South Carolina came back and shot the ball well and played some defense. And when they made that three on the buzzer, I was like,
Yeah,
man, how do Kentucky keep getting done like this? Kentucky and Duke is struggling with these buzzer beaters.
yeah. Well, over here on YouTube, we got Hot X Hands. He says, this is probably a question for you, Billy, because these are your teammates. Said, when is Tennessee going to recruit a big bruising running back again? I miss watching backs like Jamal Lewis, Travis Henry right now. I feel like that's what we are missing. Go ahead and take
Well,
that question.
I tell you this here. I think they have one that's coming in up out of Maryville. I keep forgetting the kid's name. Jabari Davis.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
I remember him talking about him, and he said, "Man, this is a big back, man. He reminds me of myself," which is he was talking about Jabari, and I keep
Yeah.
forgetting his name. I wish I can pull him up real quick, but they're coming.
Hodge. Is it T Hodge?
Yes, they're coming, guys. Trust me, man. I mean, Pruitt, this staff is bringing the kids in now. They're doing everything. This past season, that bowl game was huge for us. You know, I'm glad we turned around and beat Indiana because that was huge for recruiting. You know,
Yeah.
I just hope that we can stay patient long enough to let Pruitt and his staff develop these kids because now they have the talent on this squad now to go compete. Now, I really still, me personally, still think they need one more class. And that one more class is going to be huge because now we have a class of veterans like Trey coming back and all the guys, the offensive line is huge because now these young guys got somebody to look up to mimic those guys, and the defensive line the same way. Once we start getting these veteran guys, seniors, that leadership is huge when you have that. So these backs, we got the running backs coming, guys. We got running backs right now, but we got to figure out a way to make it work with these kids to get them in there and make some plays.
Who was that running back that came out of Maryville? Maryville's always got a state championship team. It seems like about every year, every other
And
year.
and,
It
and,
went to Kentucky, and he wasn't a big, high recruited running back. I don't know, about 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Was it Randall Cobb? Is that who that was?
yeah, Ron Nicole, he was actually a quarterback for Maryville out there. He Tennessee. A lot of people was kind of upset that that they seemed like he didn't wasn't being recruited by Tennessee, but Tennessee did recruit him. The thing was, Tennessee just didn't lie to him. Tennessee told him that he was not going to play quarterback. They thought he was more of a receiver, and of course, guess what he did when he went to Kentucky? They told him he could play quarterback. He played quarterback for a little bit, and his next year, guess where he went to? Wide receiver. And guess we ended up playing
Yeah,
NFL. He still plays wide receiver to this day. He's with the Dallas Cowboys right now. And that's going to be
yeah,
nice to see next year with that team that's going to be finally the Dallas team people were expecting to see.
yeah. Dennis Wilson says, "Catfish Billy, Happy New Year, guys." And Billy Cole said something about the reason Randy Sanders is up the road in ETSU. Hey, tell everybody what a recruiter Randy Sanders was.
Man, if you can get Jarvis Rito out of Louisiana to come to Tennessee, if you can get Billy Ratliff out of Magnolia, Mississippi to come to Tennessee, and I'm telling you, it wasn't easy for me to leave the state, leave my family, all that. I mean, I'm a homebody and I love family. And when you take me away from that, it ain't gonna work for me. And Coach Sanders, he was just a great guy, man. He came in and he adapted to the whole situation where it didn't matter what it was. I mean, he'll mispronounce your name, but he'll do whatever it take to make sure it works. Like for instance, I remember him trying to call everybody nicknames and stuff, and he found out that I had a nickname of Boosie. And and I remember meeting him, and he said, "What's going on, Boost?" I said, "Who the heck is Boost?" And I knew what he was trying to say, but he was trying to do everything it took to make sure it worked. And he did the same thing with Jarvis, because Jarvis' nickname was Big Scoot. When he called him
Yep.
Big, he said, "What's going on, Big Scoot?"
You
But
need to tell everybody again that airplane story of your recruiting trip when they heard that Arkansas messed up and they was down there.
oh man,
Randy Sanders was down there.
dude,
Go ahead and
man.
tell that story again.
Oh man, that one out there. Now that I think about it, was really a funny story. But now that I think about it, and I remember, man, when these guys was recruiting me, Arkansas, they was they was really wanting me to come to the school. I mean, told everything. They was telling me that. Telling me about the call, the hall call, the suey and all that stuff, all the traditions, and they told me they was gonna send a private jet down to come pick me up. And I'm thinking like, okay, because me, every private jet I ever seen on TV has been nice and big. So I'm like, hey, let's do it then, coach. I'm ready. Well, where I was living in Magnolia, the closest airport was a really small airport. And it was in Fernwood, Mississippi, right there off I-55. So I go there. My mom brings me up there, and I get out there in the airport, and I look out there, and the coach walked into the airport, and it's like, "Well, hey, I'm glad you're here, man. We ready to go." And I look at him. Well, actually, I tried to talk to my mom. I said, "Mom, I'm not getting on this plane." She said, "Baby, why not?" She said, "You tell me. Do you see what that is right there? I mean, like, that's the plane that they had on Gilligan Island right there." It's like, "Boy, what are you talking about?" It's like, the plane where they these two big old propellers where they had to go there and they kick it and go brrr. How they like starting like brrr. I say no, because every plane that I saw on Gilligan Island when they did that, it always crashed. And I told Coach, I said, "Coach, man, I can't get on that plane, man. I can't do it, man." And word got back to Tennessee that I didn't get on the plane and I wouldn't go to Arkansas. 6 hours later, Coach Sanders called me and said, "Hey, we'll come get you next week, which is the biggest recruiting week, was like the 15th, that first weekend after school start, and the second semester. That we're gonna come get you there, and we're gonna send a private." He said a real private jet to come get you. This jet flies in, man, and when I saw this plane, man, I was like, "Whoa, what is that?" And Coach Sanders looked at me and said, "Hey, that's the Starship, baby." I was like, and that's what it looked like, a Starship, man. Had that nice glossy black with that chrome trim and everything, and the back wings. I had never seen a plane like that before, and I was like, "Let's go." And I've never flown before, Bobby. I've never flew before. The highest thing I ever flew was a kite. And of course, we got on that. I got on the plane and we picked up a couple other guys. Antron Peebles, Fernando Bryant, and some other guys. I forgot what was the other guys that was on there that ended up going to Florida and stuff. Anthony Mitchell, and it was crazy, man. And so, still to this day, I don't like planes. I mean, I get on it if I have to.
Wow. You still got to tell me. You've been real secretive. Come on. They can have, tell me what the flight attendants look like. Were they pretty?
Man, Bobby, I don't
Come
know
on. You can
what you talking,
spill the
man.
beans.
Man,
Yeah, you do.
man, we just had a pilot, man.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Had a pilot
You
and some magazines.
Well, we've had Antron on the show, and he told the story. I'm gonna have to call Antron and say, "Hey, listen, tell me the scoop. Tell me the scoop."
Good luck with that, Bobby.
Oh my goodness. Well, we got any Go Vols over there on Facebook? Go Titans. Go anything.
Let's
Pick one
see.
out.
Let me go see what we got, man. La, da, da.
And this, let me tell you something. Why he's picking that out? This is for Tennessee Tap House on Peters Road in Knoxville. Their Sunday brunch, man, they've got real prime rib, not that fake Golden Corral right prime rib. This is the real deal. They got omelets, fancy omelets they make right in front of you, a fruit bar, cheesy grits, cream. I mean, it's loaded. And great place. They helped us raise over $1,500 for our hashtag Sam Strong event and campaign that we're doing to raise money for families that are struggling with their children with childhood leukemia, like my son Sam, who's 13, is doing great, by the way. He's doing really great, and I appreciate everybody that always asks about him. It really means a lot. But that's where you're going to get a free brunch, and don't forget Hound Dogs. Anybody that goes to Hound Dogs, go in there and tell them, hey, I heard about you on Volunteer Roadshow. Give me my 10% discount. And if they don't know what you're talking about, say, I want to see the owner. They know what we're talking about. And man, you can get anything you want, orange, power tea. They got it. And we've got a fundraiser coming up where we're going to raffle off a man cave outfit that we're going to be selling some raffle tickets to raise some money for hashtag Sam Strong. But all right, Billy, who you got?
Bobby, I see. See, I haven't seen. I mean, nobody has said go Titan. Let's see. David said. You might have to see it, Bobby, because I don't see half the comments I saw before.
Yeah, they probably went away. I'll go pick one out. Let's see. Where'd they go? I don't know what happened to them.
See, I told you I wasn't lying.
It only goes back so far. Come on now. All right, we'll just give it away to David Newcomb. David Newcomb, you know how to get a hold of us. And over here on uh,
YouTube.
YouTube, all right, I'm going to go against my better judgment. This kid, his family Tennessee fans. He goes to Farragut. He lives here in Knoxville, and he picked the Florida Gators as his team because he liked the colors. I still can't get over that. Still to this day, can't get over that. So crying Ryan. Oh, I forgot I gave you a new name. Delusional crying Ryan. Hit me
Delusional.
up, and I will get you a free uh, brunch, Sunday brunch at Tap House.
Crying rock.
And you better be wearing. You know what? It ain't for you. Scratch that. It's for your dad or your mom, the Tennessee fans, and your family. Tell them, say, Dad, I'm gonna take you out to dinner. Cause
Oh
I
man.
can't give it to. I just can't do it to a Gator fan. I'm sorry, but I'll give it to your dad. Deal.
Oh man. Man, you know what I just thought about? I forgot what we didn't talk about, Bobby.
What's that? Lay it on me.
OBJ passing out cash, man.
Oh yeah. You were telling me you thought that looked fake. I didn't get to see it.
Man, it ain't fake, man. That's real money now, man. Now that I think about it, man, it's I think OBJ was tore up out there, man. He's having a good time and caught up in the moment, and blessed some kids with some good old fashioned cash.
What do you think was behind that? Do you think he just gave it to the seniors or the ones leaving early? I didn't hear a lot about it.
That's what it looked like, though. I mean, he gave it to the guys that was pretty much getting ready to leave. I don't think he targeted anybody that was young or whatever, but I'm still like, man, can we go back and I mean, Peyton need to come back and give us some handouts at the end of the national championship. Oh man,
What's this thing I hear OBJ hit security or a police
uh,
officer on the butt and they got a warrant out for him? Is that true?
gosh, hey, everybody want to make a paycheck these days, man. And I'm like, come on, man. Just, I guess it is what it is, man. They call it assault.
Yep.
Oh man,
Um,
so that's crazy. But you know how people are these days. They rather sue people and make money than earn the money.
yep. Hey, and I hear they were threatening to arrest some of their players firing up a stogie. in the locker room.
Man, well, it's against it's prohibited in the stadium to smoke. So, which I'm
Well, I'm
surprised.
sure it is in Alabama and Tennessee, but whoever's winning that game, they're firing it up, bro.
Well, and then it's just they have to do that, man. People get in their feelings and don't can't take a joke or let some that innocent pass. So it's a shame. It's embarrassing, I would say.
I saw Joe Burrow trying to act all tough, smoking on one. He barely getting any smoke out. He's puffing on a little bit.
I don't even think he cut the back of it off, man. He's about to choke.
Hey, that's what happened on them cigars I got. I fired it up. I was drawing on. I said, man, this thing ain't fired it up. What's going on? I ain't ever had a cigar like that. I
That's
said, it ain't got no hole in the back. So I just took a knife and
God,
cut it
yeah.
off. Hey, I think I did that on air. People didn't notice it. I had to do it all smooth. I was slick. Billy Cole wants us to talk about Cade Mays transferring. Go ahead and talk about it, Billy. What do you think? Hey, we're gonna have one, two, three, four, 5 stars on the O line. We got to have the best offensive line in the country next year.
On paper, we do, Bobby. Most definitely, man. I'm totally different with that situation. Man. I'm happy that it's happening, but and of course, I mean, I'm happy for the kid to get out of a bad situation that he was in, based on the situation, the conflict of interest situation. So I don't want to say that he. Well, forget it. I'm happy Georgia don't have him anymore. We got him now, so it is what
Yeah,
it is. He's evolved now, but it's a big, huge contribution, man. I mean, especially if we could develop these guys and get them to understand what it takes to be a great offensive lineman. Because right now, if you go back and you look at it with this much experience coming back this year, it's gonna be huge if we can go out there and utilize these guys the way I think they can. It's just I hope that coach find us a quarterback coach.
yeah. We got to get a
I'm
quarterback
not
coach.
worried about the offensive line as much as the quarterback coach, because right now I think that's the most important position we need to be focusing on. Whether it's JG playing or whether Miles playing JT, like I can't even think about even putting Bailey in there right now because he got a long
He
way to
get
go.
killed. He
He got
get
a
killed.
long way to go before I can say he can start for the Volunteers. It's very rare that you get a freshman that can come in here and just say, boom, I'm the man, I can
Yeah,
start. There's not too many tools out there, man. It's rare. Peyton
yeah,
Manning couldn't even do it when he first got here. You got to get a year up under your belt to understand it. As much as people hate JG, he's still giving them the best opportunity to win the ball games. But
yeah.
Cade Mays is going to be a huge contributor if he become eligible right away.
Yeah, Billy Cole was asking about that, and we've answered it before, but answer it again. Do you think he's going to be eligible next year?
Oh man, it's tough, man. I mean, it depends on what NCAA wants to rule. I mean, based on the situations, I think he will be eligible. But NCAA, they have stipulations, and I think they actually just flip a coin and realize if they can play. It's just like with the kid, Tennessee, the basketball player, the center. What changed to allow him to be eligible all of a sudden?
Yeah. Hey, I'm in the trucking business. Like I said before, we got a lot of mafia in the trucking business. I could drop a dime. Catfish knows some mafia. Hey, I might even stroll up there to Indianapolis and walk in an office like I walked in that cigar shop and say, "Look here now, we need K Mays to play." Capiche?
Well, we got to see it. I mean, hopefully these guys have a great off season, especially in the weight room. Get a lot stronger. I mean, I'm tired of seeing hype videos at the weight room. I need them to just lift this steel, man. Get ready for next season. Oh man, hey,
Yeah.
Bill Duff on here. What's going on, Duff? How you doing, man?
Man, we have talked about Bill Duff with Fred White's talked. Everybody we've had on the show talked about what a maniac he was on the field. We need to get Bill Duff on the show.
Hey.
Get Bill Duff. We need you on the show. We need you on the show now. Hook up with Billy. We need to talk, man. We have been telling some stories about the time you took Eddie George out. I was at that game. We need to talk some locker room story. Get him on the show, Billy.
Hey, most definitely. Matter of fact, you know who I spoke to today that called me out of the blue?
Who?
Big Cat.
Did Sean Ellis?
Big Cat, yeah. Sean Ellis, he called me today, man. He's he's trying to find somebody to play Madden on on the PS4, and he still think he can beat me in video games. So I don't know why he
Hey,
keeps taking those
hey,
losses, man.
if he can't do any better than he did on that birthday video he made about saying happy birthday to you, I made, he ain't going to be able to play Madden. Because he couldn't even do the video. I had to do a lot of editing to get the audio, and then I just put up a picture with his audio.
I forgot all about that. I can't wait to tell him about that.
Yeah, you tell him what I said about that. But that was good to have him wishing you a happy birthday. What did he say at the beginning of that? Was so funny.
Oh
He
man,
said he
yeah,
started singing "Sweet Jesus" or
yeah.
something.
Well, he was singing a slot that was on the movie Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence, and it was what he was singing the part when they was talking about whenever they pass away, what they was gonna do in the upper room is like the upper room when Jesus. It was one of those movies, man, where you knew every part of the whole movie.
If y'all want to see that, go to Volunteer Roadshow on YouTube. Google Billy Ratliff Volunteer Roadshow birthday, and it's part one, and it's after Fred White and Jeff Coleman wish you happy birthday. But I put together a great video. We got Coach Brooks to wish him happy birthday, but I was cracking up. I had to beep out a bad word. It was funny. Yeah, Bill Duff, we need you on the show. We need Big Cat on the show. Talk some good old war stories.
Yeah, we'll get them on, man.
I think Antron even told a story about Bill Duff when he was on the show with us.
Oh man, David Newcomb
Talking
just
about some.
no, David Newcomb just posted one of the lines on that movie.
That's what I had to bleep out. That line right there. Oh my goodness.
I'm actually gonna watch that movie tonight, man. I was gonna go to the movies
Yeah.
tonight and go watch the new Bad Boys, but I think I'm gonna watch this one tonight. The new Bad Boy 3 came out today. You know, Will Smith and
Oh
Martin
man.
Lawrence, so it should be funny.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, anyway, is that all we got, Billy?
What's that?
Is that all we got?
That's it,
Anything
man.
else
That's
you
all
want
I
to talk
got right
about?
now, man. Until next week.
Hey, all right. Now we done talked about it.
What's
I'm
up?
gonna put you on the spot. I'm gonna put you on the spot, bro.
Well, you know I like being on the spot, Bobby.
I'm putting you on the spot. We talked about it on the phone. What was it last night?
Hmm.
We need you doing a little morning show
Okay.
coming up. Big Worm's gonna be doing some motivational stuff, just saying good morning to everybody. So if he doesn't do it, I want everybody ragging him on Facebook until he does it. 6. Can you do 6 o'clock? 6:30. Come
Bobby,
on.
I thought you forgot. Have you forgot what time I wake up every morning, Bobby? Hey, I'm up
Yeah,
at
that's true.
5
Yeah.
a.m., man. 5:30. I'm ready,
That's normally
man.
when I'm going to bed. That's normally when I'm going to bed. I'm gonna
Man.
answer you in a minute, crying Ryan. Give me a minute. I'm talking to
Ooh,
Billy.
man, hey, I try to get up, man. I can't stay in the bed laying around like that, man. I feel like something be crawling on me, man. My arm be going to sleep and be feeling like I got a stinger and stuff. I had to get up, man. Hey, tomorrow, this next second ain't promised to you. So, hey, when I wake up,
That's
hey,
right.
I'm thankful. I'm ready to get this day started, man.
All right, I'm gonna read what you got. What are you crying about over here, crying, Ryan? He says, Billy, I know this is a hard decision, but which was a bigger shock when Fulmer talked to you on the volunteer road show? Remember when I called up the university and
Hmm.
I I called up Philip Fulmer. I said, "Hey, look, you don't know me, but you know my boy Billy Ratliff. I need to surprise him." Or your first call with the legendary Crying Ryan. That was the time when I told you Crying Ryan need to do some push-ups. What was the bigger? You weren't even scared of Crying Ryan. Tell him.
Oh man, I'm gonna give my man Ryan Ryan some props, man. I'm gonna start to say my man Ryan, man.
Yeah, because you was expecting coach. You knew when I said that hint that Jarvis Rito told me about in private about South Carolina. What's a Gamecock? You knew who it was before I said it.
Oh yes, man. That's a you still have yet, man. I'm still trying to get to you. When you gonna get me? You gonna find somebody that I mean, in fact, I might.
Oh,
What?
no. Listen, I got a couple people in the wing. I just got to get them lined up. I got some show enough stars lined up that I'm chit chatting with, and we're working something out. We're working something out.
Oh man.
I'm gonna get you.
Yeah, this is just like the sports betting, I think.
Nah, I'm gonna get you. We've even talked about disguising voices. I done got it worked out.
uh,
BBD's in over here. He said Billy best moment so far since joining Roadshow was meeting BVD. All right, that was
BVD,
pretty good.
what's going on, BVD, man? I ain't seen my man. I talked to him in forever. How you doing, man?
Hey, that's my best friend. I know I tell everybody Billy Ratliff's my best friend, but really you are. But since BVD's on here for a few minutes, BVD is my best friend. Talk to him on. I would say all the time, but he never answers his phone because he don't get up before 1 o'clock. But I tried to call him today and he didn't listen. But he got me into this YouTube gig, and if I wouldn't have gotten into YouTube, I wouldn't have had a vision, and I wouldn't have been able to get Billy Ratliff. So, in a kind of sort of way, it's BVD's credit that Billy Ratliff's on the Volunteer Road Show.
Well, hey, I'm thankful he got you to do it, man, because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you.
That's right. Well, anyway, I don't know what's coming next. Thanks for tuning in. Go Vols. We're going to curb stop Vanderbilt tomorrow, and Catfish's picks are going to make everybody rich this Sunday. Don't listen to don't listen to Billy. I got the smarter bets. I promise you that.
Don't do it.